And welcome back for another CottageCutz YouTube video tutorial and giveaway. This is Marla, and today I'm featuring a mini slimline card using the candy cart die, which was part of the Sweet Treats release. Here's a look at that die. As I've always shown, it does come as one piece. The center of this die has all of the wonderful confections that you can use to build to add detail to your carts. CottageCutz always thinks of everything. I used cardstock for my cart today. I was trying to choose between the pink and the black, and I really liked that black for the cart base. I have two pieces of cardstock that have been cut to 3 1/4 by 6 1/4 inches, and we are going to start building our cart. I used the polka dot paper to create my awning, and then I wanted a really high contrast pink, so I went with a raspberry cardstock. As I mentioned, I did use cardstock to cut out all of the pieces for my cart, but you can see that I did put my confection pieces in their jars, and I did Copic color those images. I'm putting my wheel together. I used a lighter pink gingham piece of patterned paper for the center of my wheel, and then of course I added the screw, which was black cardstock, and again that was just to give a little bit of contrast. Here is a ruffle for one of the shelves, again going back to that fine detail that these dies have. We also are using the polka dot paper to add a little bit of pizzazz to the bottom of the cart, and then we'll attach this contrasting piece of raspberry cardstock. So you can see that this is really popping with all of the color and all of the layers. That sign does emboss, so when you run it through your die cutting machine, the word candy will emboss onto that sign. And then I've added in lighter pink 2 roses to the left and the right side of the panel. I did use the packaging to guide me when I was putting this together. I love the detail of the scroll work on this shelf. Now I did have to go to 3 1/4 inches for my mini slimline card because of the width of the cart. The cart was going to hang over if I would have made it a traditional, for me, a traditional 3 by 6 mini slimline. So I did add that 1/4 inch to accommodate the side of my cart. Here I'm adding a linen 6 by 6 red rubber stamp. I'm going to add that linen feature to this card panel. I really should have, not card panel, to this piece of cardstock. Sorry, I misspoke. I really should have not used my MISTI for this. You're going to see that I'm going to get a really harsh line because this is a 1/4 inch longer than the red rubber stamp. I did have to stamp it twice, and when I try to stamp it the second time, I'm going to get a really harsh line right here once I ink it up, and the lip of my MISTI is going to prevent this from stamping properly. It's going to look like a hot mess for a few minutes, but I am going to talk about how I was able to soften it and cover it up. I'm going to use that same ink, and I'm going to soften those harsh edges so you're not really going to notice them on the side of the card, because I am using my blending brush to just blend that color and just add a little bit of a halo to this scene. And again, it's serving a second purpose, which is to soften that harsh line that I got. I had a 3 1/4 by 6 1/4 inch piece of polka dot paper. I thought I was going to lay the whole piece underneath, and then I decided, why do I want to waste that paper? So I just cut a 1 1/4 inch piece of cardstock, or 1 1/4 piece off, the piece of cardstock, just so that I could have that nice border. And then to add a little bit of dimension, I'm going to add some fun foam to my stamped piece of cardstock. As I mentioned, this is a giveaway. In order to qualify for the giveaway for a chance to win the candy cart, all you need to do is like the video, leave a comment, and make sure that you are a subscriber to my channel. the Scrap and Cottage has been so generous to offer these giveaways. Show your support by making sure that you do enter these giveaways, and I really hope that you come back to check on my next video to see if you have won this prize. Here's a look at the sentiment. I did misstamp it, and this is the second mistake on my card, but I just re-stamped it onto a piece of white cardstock, and then I backed it, leaving about 1/8 of an inch border using some of that black polka dot paper. And I think it looks like a marquee sign. So I actually believe it was a happy accident because I like the card much better with the sentiment backed by that polka dot paper. It just adds a little bit more detail to the project. I'm going to glue my cart down. And while I'm doing that, I do want to announce that the winner from my last video is Sonia Webster. Sonia, I want to congratulate you. You are the winner of the Pedestal with Cupcakes. Make sure that you contact Mary Marsh. Her email address will be linked in the description box below. Let her know that you are the lucky winner. You can see now the width of that cart and how it's going to the very edge. So I wanted to make sure that I had that extra 1/4 inch. And now we're going to start gluing down our confection pieces. I chose to go with lollipops. I have some peppermint sticks, chocolate candies, candied hearts, bubble gum. There's so many different pieces. There's so many different ways that you can fill your cart. I just think that this is a wonderful die. I love this release. I said this in my last video. I just thought that this was such a fun release. I love anything that has to do with sweet treats. Maybe it's because I do have a sweet tooth myself. But yeah, I think that CottageCutz just really knocked it out of the park this time with this release. Once I finish gluing down all of my little confections, that will complete my card for today. I hope you enjoyed this. Please don't forget, I will have a link to our blog in the description box below. We have other designers that have created some amazing projects with this release, and I would encourage you to head over to the blog and subscribe and check out what they've created as well. I want to thank you so much for supporting this channel, for joining me today, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.